Hello, Wolfpack. I want to speak about digital assets, digital collectibles, digital art, and I've got a couple of coins here I want to talk about. Specifically, ECOMI. Right, this is a ECOMI coin. Right, and essentially, what this is, and we'll head over to the website here. Essentially, what this coin is, it powers a program, an app on the App Store and on Google Play Store called VV. And essentially, what VV is essentially it says right here, right, it's digital collectibles, right, from popular TV shows, popular cartoons, comics, whatever it may be. So we can see like VV has some partnerships, and we'll get to the partnerships here. They have partnerships with things like Marvel, DC, Ghostbusters, Adventure Time, Powerpuff Girls, a few other ones I'm not too sure of. We've got Star Trek, Superman, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and Batman, right? So massive, massive companies, massive, brands specifically with massive fan bases. And that's what it's all about, fan bases, right? Because there is a market for things like this, right? Why do people collect comics? Why do people watch movies 10 times over and over again? Because they're fans of a series, right? And anyone who's interested in crypto remotely will be interested in collecting digital versions of, these collectibles. And essentially, if you wanted to, in a similar way to NFT trading, trading them and basically using them as assets to trade for higher prices, right? So if you buy, for example, Batman on VV for a certain amount of coins, let's say $1,000, right? You wait 2 years for the popularity of the whole ECOMI network to boost up. There's naturally more buyers. If there's more buyers, there's more demand for the Batman you bought, and then your Batman's going to be worth more and you can sell it for more, right? So it's a whole new kind of asset class, right? So this kind of links in with NFTs a little bit. It's a whole new asset class, digital collectibles, okay? And you don't even have to sell them, right? Because the interesting thing about things like this, and specifically we've got another one here named Terra Virtua. Terra Virtua actually holds art galleries, right? Digital art galleries. For those of you who don't know what the Metaverse is, the Metaverse is essentially something that has been in development for years, and it is essentially the way of the future, right? So instead of, for example, me flying out with my company for a business meeting to a certain, to a different city and meeting with someone there, I can do that through the Metaverse, right? In essentially a really advanced version of VR, where everything is digital, but it feels like it's more alive. And I think this is the way of the future. And if you think about COVID, for example, COVID-19, this was kind of a wake-up call to a lot of people that made them think about the Metaverse for the first time. When there's the possibility, and I'm not saying COVID's going to do this, but there's always the possibility that human interaction on a daily basis in terms of physical interaction is going to be limited in the future, right? There's lots of problems that we're facing, as a society, overpopulation, potential conflicts, climate change, whatever. That might limit that, and the Metaverse is the perfect solution. So instead of ripping out human interaction completely, you can use the Metaverse to interact. And when you think about that, and when you think about how the future is heading towards that, you can understand quite clearly that things like buying comic books in a physical format as well is going to fade away, and it's going to be more digital. Everything's going to be more digital, right? It's already happening, right? What do you think has been happening since the start of the internet, right? Everything's becoming digital. Everything's online. Everything is getting dematerialized. For example, eBay is dematerializing storefronts. Bitcoin's dematerializing dollars and gold. Spotify is dematerializing music records, right? Everything is getting dematerialized, so it makes sense for things like art and things like collectibles and toys, comic books to be dematerialized as well. And this is what ECOMI, specifically ECOMI, I don't want to talk about Terra Virtua too much. I'm not, particularly fond of this coin, but ECOMI is something that is catching my eye. And it's catching my eye more and more every day, right? And not even only because of the use case. I think the use case is absolutely superb, right? But I love the TA as well. I love the TA. I'm not a massive fan of tokenomics. I think this circulating supply is a bit of a problem. We might get inflated quite heavily here in the future. But, in terms of for the current bull market, the price action is quite nice. Right? What we're seeing here on ECOMI is a massive rounding out formation, right? Token release into market in March. And ever since then, we've seen, that pump up, but then Bitcoin capitulated and we see a massive rounding out formation. Let me change that color of this pen here so you guys can see that a bit clearer. Massive rounding out formation throughout the entire market. And, that's great to see. Let me change that again. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, that's great to see because rounding out formations are essentially a process of buying pressure increasing while selling pressure decreases. The bears start to realize as we start rounding out more and more as the sharpness of a drop ends that the bulls are taking control. And naturally, the natural solution and what you generally see after you see this rounding out formation bottom out, which it has done, right? It bottomed out here in June and it's been heading up ever since. What you generally see is the right side of the formation going higher than the left side. Okay, and that's what we're going to be seeing here on ECOMI. I think we're going to be seeing one massive cup and handle formation. Right, one massive cup and handle formation. And what I'll do, I'll measure this out right now. And this is besides the point, by the way. But my main point is that I love the use case. I love the fundamentals, but it is a bit of a hidden gem in terms of TA as well. And what you can see here, and we take away the RSI for a second, we'll talk about that in a second. If we see this cup and handle formation, right, what we'll be seeing is the arc here at the start, at the all-time high at around 1.3 cents. And we'll probably be seeing this second arc form here in around December, right? I think that's a fair speculation. We'll get there by December. And then we can draw this all the way down here. Something like that, right? We could even go a bit lower, but it doesn't really matter. You get the gist, right? We could draw that all the way down. After a cup, we usually see a handle. So what we will see after that point is seeing some sort of handle formation, presumably back down to a resistance zone around here, right? We can probably see a sharp handle formation here. Even lower potentially, but that's besides the point. So we'll see a cup, we'll see a handle. This is just speculation, of course, but it's probably the most likely thing to happen, in my opinion. And one way what we can measure what happens in a cup and handle formation is we can actually take from the bottom of the cup to the breakout point of the cup, and that will be here at around 1.3 cents. We can measure that move, and we can add it to a potential breakout point on the handle formation. Adding that to the handle formation, we can see that ECOMI should be reaching by the end of the bull market in around January, late January, early February, a price of around 2.2 cents. Right, 2.2 cents in ECOMI. What is that from current prices? Well, that's an increase of around 190%. And you can say that that's not a lot, right? You can say that that's not a lot. That's just using the cup and handle formation that I've just drawn. It could go much higher than that, right? That's just using the cup and handle formation, the proposed cup and handle formation that I've drawn. Hasn't actually played out yet. That would be the bare minimum of what we'd be expecting, in my opinion. So that's bullish, right? That's bullish. And if you're going to get into a coin like this, ECOMI, I'd recommend you also get into the actual app itself, the VV app, right? And you start buying some of these digital collectibles. Obviously, do your own research first, because obviously it's a very risky market. If this coin fails, then your digital collectibles are going to become worthless. That's the main risk. The main risk behind buying digital collectibles on ECOMI, on VV, is that if ECOMI coin becomes worthless, if VV dies out, all of the collectibles you own are becoming worthless, right? So that's the difference between buying this and NFTs. But the point is, the use case is pretty strong, right? I think everyone can agree that the use case is pretty strong. Digital art galleries. Think about the power of that. Have we had that before? That seems revolutionary to me. And I just wanted to bring this to your attention. We have the 4-hour chart. We can look into this briefly. And we can see that we're coming up, and this red resistance box is what I wanted to speak about as well. This is, our major resistance zone. Obviously, we don't have much price action to speak about on ECOMI here because it hasn't been around for a while. But we have a red resistance zone, which is this red box here. And we can bring that all the way out to the VVPR. And what we can see is that selling pressure will be intensifying until we break out of this red resistance box. And when we break out of that red resistance box, selling pressure will be decreasing. So you can expect the price to move quite quickly to new all-time highs, or at least to the neckline of this cup and handle formation before entering a handle and exploding upwards for the altcoin season, right? So if we break this price point here, at around 0.0078, right, which is very close to where we are right now. It's only about 1% away. If we break through that, and we can bring up the 4-hourly chart, if we break through this region and successfully flip it to support and head upwards, that would be an excellent buying signal for ECOMI. And we can see that, we have, and I wanted to speak about this again, Probably one of the bearish things on this is we have a triangle on the RSI in which price is compounding. What this tells us, though, you could say this is a bearish divergence, but what this actually tells us is that a strong move is on the way, right? Whether it's up or down, a strong move is on the way. It's not just going to keep going up in a straight line like this forever. It could go sharper, or it could go down to a lower, support block, potentially double bottoming around here. That's a potential scenario there. But what we can expect here, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the RSI is bouncing smaller and smaller into a range. And when this happens on the RSI, on the price, we usually see a sharp move out. And we can see that we might be making that move out right now. And that's why I'm bringing it to your attention right now specifically, because we're on the verge of a breakout. And if we do see that breakout, we could see some pretty rapid price appreciation, within a short period of time. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about digital collectibles. I think it's a very promising use case, right? Especially the future. And I think that the TA in this video should be a bit of a sub thought, right? I think if you're going to be investing in something like this, digital collectibles, it should be a long-term investment, right? There's nothing wrong with scalp trading or swing trading, but at the end of the day, you can swing trade coins that are much more accessible, much higher market cap than something like ECOMI. The thing with ECOMI that I will say is that it's not available in a lot of places, and we'll show you right now. Only a few exchanges have it, and they're pretty unpopular exchanges, right? So the best place to buy this would actually be on the VV app, right? If you download the VV app, or you can download the ECOMI wallet, right? They have a wallet that you can find on their website where you can buy ECOMI. Those would be the best places to buy this coin if you wanted to buy it. But what I would be doing, personally, is I would be investing in some of the digital collectibles. I think that, there has to come in time, if you truly believe in crypto, there has to come a time, in your crypto career, whatever you want to call it, where you open yourself up to the idea of buying NFTs, buying digital collectibles. Yes, it is a completely different market. It's very confusing. It's nothing like the charts. But, if we actually think this place is going to go somewhere, this whole crypto space is going to go somewhere in terms of getting adopted, that's naturally going to be the next step, right? The metaverse. Everything's going to be digital. If money's digital, everything's going to follow. And digital collectibles seems like a pretty good, investment to me. So I'll be considering it. I haven't bought any yet, but I'll be considering it within the next couple of weeks. I definitely downloaded the app on my phone. I've got it there ready to go. And I've looked through the marketplace. There's some pretty interesting stuff on there. So just wanted to bring this to your attention, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.